Imagine waking up one morning only to feel a deep, unsettling truth. The life you've been living, every choice, every belief, every desire may not be entirely your own. Maybe it's been shaped, subtly or overtly, by expectations, societal pressures, and influences from the world around you. You start to wonder, how much of your identity is genuinely you, and how much is a mask created to fit in, to be accepted, to survive? Think about it. How often do you feel like you're performing a role, following a script written by society, your upbringing, or the quiet fears lurking in your mind? How often do you act according to what others expect, rather than what resonates deeply within your own soul? Today, we embark on a journey inspired by one of the most profound thinkers of the 20th century, Carl Jung, the father of depth psychology. Jung's revolutionary insight is this: life doesn't truly begin until you find yourself. But what does finding yourself mean? Is it simply gaining self-awareness, or is it a transformative process that reshapes the very core of who you are? By the end of this journey, you will understand why most people never truly find themselves, and how you, uniquely, can break free from the invisible chains that bind your identity. And the final realization we will discuss is the most powerful of all. It can transform not only how you see yourself, but how you engage with the entire world. Carl Jung, a pioneer of the unconscious, Carl Jung was not a conventional psychologist. While many of his contemporaries focused on adapting people to societal norms, Jung believed that true psychological growth was not about conformity. He proposed that the ultimate purpose of life is individuation, the process of becoming your most authentic self. Jung saw the human psyche as vast, complex, and layered, filled with visible aspects of our personality and hidden depths that influence us silently, invisibly, and powerfully. These hidden layers shape our behavior, our relationships, and even the trajectory of our lives, often without our conscious awareness. Yet most people never take the journey toward individuation. They remain trapped in a version of themselves sculpted by external forces, living by the expectations of others, seeking validation from society, and believing that happiness is a matter of approval, achievement, or acceptance. But deep down, a quiet unrest persists, a subtle, nagging sense that something vital is missing. The masks we wear, persona and shadow. From the moment we are born, we are conditioned. We are given names, roles, and expectations. We are taught what is acceptable and what is not, what is rewarded and what is punished. This conditioning is so subtle and gradual that most of us never question it. We adapt, we conform, and slowly we learn to suppress parts of ourselves that don't fit the mold. Think back to your childhood. Were there moments when you expressed your authentic feelings only to be met with criticism, disapproval, or indifference? Perhaps you were told to be realistic, to stop being sensitive, or to hide emotions deemed inappropriate. Over time, these lessons shape you, teaching you to hide, to suppress, to tuck away the raw essence of yourself when no one is watching. This is what Jung called the persona, the mask we present to the world. It allows us to function in society, to gain acceptance, and to navigate relationships. But here's the problem. The more we identify with this mask, the more we lose touch with our true self. On the opposite side of the persona lies the shadow. If the persona is what we show, the shadow is what we hide. Everything we reject or deny within ourselves. Fears, unspoken desires, vulnerabilities, and untapped strengths. And here's the crucial insight. The shadow does not vanish simply because we refuse to acknowledge it. It operates in the background, shaping our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Have you ever intensely disliked someone without understanding why, or felt triggered by traits in others that seem unfairly exaggerated? Jung would say that what disturbs us in others often exists within our own shadow. The very qualities we despise may be reflections of what we suppress in ourselves. But here is the liberating truth. Within the shadow lies the key to true self-discovery. The parts of yourself that you hide are not enemies. They are the missing pieces of your wholeness. Psychological growth, Jung insisted, is not about eliminating the shadow, but integrating it, facing what we have denied, embracing it, and transforming it into a source of power, authenticity, and freedom. The journey toward authenticity, the journey to finding yourself, begins with confronting the truth. Most people live as strangers to themselves, defining their identity through their name, their job, their culture, or their past experiences. Yet the self is far more complex. It is a multi-layered reality, a landscape of memories, desires, emotions, and untapped potential. Jung believed that within each of us exists a hidden inner world, waiting to be explored. He called this process individuation, the unfolding of one as authentic self by integrating all aspects of the psyche, the light and the dark, the conscious and unconscious, the masculine and feminine. Have you ever felt a deep longing for something more, a subtle pull toward a greater version of yourself? That is your unconscious mind speaking, nudging you toward self-realization. Yet most people stop before they reach it. Why? Because facing oneself is uncomfortable. It requires questioning long-held beliefs, confronting fears, and acknowledging inner conflicts. We distract ourselves with work, entertainment, social media, or constant activity, anything to avoid silence and introspection. But avoidance doesn't make the shadow disappear. It merely strengthens its control over us, manifesting through anxiety, self-sabotage, and unfulfilling patterns in relationships and work. Fear, doubt, and the shadow. Consider the fear of rejection. Many people spend their lives terrified of judgment or abandonment, seeking approval while suppressing their true thoughts and emotions. But this fear is rarely just about external opinions. It often stems from a deeper wound, perhaps from childhood, a time when you felt unseen, unworthy, or abandoned. Jung would argue that these fears are aspects of the shadow that remain unacknowledged, and until they are faced, they control our actions from the background. The moment we confront our fears, acknowledge our weaknesses, and embrace our hidden desires, they lose their power. Imagine living without the constant anxiety of being judged, without the paralyzing fear of failure, and acting from a place of authenticity rather than conformity. That is the promise of individuation, to become more fully who you are. Archetypes, the hidden patterns. Within, Jung also discovered that humans are influenced by archetypes, universal psychological patterns, inherited through what he called the collective unconscious. These archetypes shape the way we think, feel, and act, influencing our relationships and even our worldview. Archetypes are not fictional. They are real psychological forces that exist in all of us. Consider the hero archetype. It represents the part of us that longs for purpose, growth, and achievement. Yet the hero always encounters the shadow symbolized as monsters, villains, or great challenges. Our personal growth depends on confronting this shadow within. Other archetypes include the anima and animus, representing the hidden feminine within men and the hidden masculine within women. These archetypes are not about biological sex, but about balancing complementary energies within us: intuition and logic, creativity and discipline, vulnerability and assertiveness. When we reject parts of ourselves, inner conflict arises. When we embrace them, a profound sense of wholeness emerges. Integration is the path to balance, strength, and authenticity. The illusion of the self, One of Jung's most radical insights was that the self is not a fixed entity. The ego, the part of the mind that defines I and me, creates a sense of separation and limitation. Yet beyond the ego lies the true self, an ever-changing, fluid consciousness that has evolved across lifetimes and generations. The identity you cling to today, your name, your job, your story, is just a fragment of a much larger reality. The true self is vast, interconnected, and limitless, carrying within it the wisdom of your ancestors, the depth of the unconscious, and the potential for transformation beyond imagination. The challenge is that the ego resists this truth. It clings to familiar identities and habits, fearing the unknown. But growth lies precisely in embracing the unknown, releasing attachment to rigid labels, listening to the unconscious, and surrendering to the journey of individuation. Practical steps to finding yourself. Jung's teachings are not abstract. They provide a practical roadmap for transformation. 1. Embrace the unknown. Step into uncertainty with curiosity. Growth happens outside comfort zones. 2. Release attachment to labels. Let go of the limiting identity society has given you. You are more than your job, your role, or your past. 3. Listen to your unconscious. Pay attention to dreams, intuition, and deep instincts. They are messages guiding you toward wholeness. 4. Face the shadow. Explore the parts of yourself you have hidden or denied. Learn from them rather than suppressing them. 5. Integrate archetypes. Recognize the hero, the shadow, the anima, animus within you, and allow them to coexist in balance. 6. Surrender to the process. Understand that finding yourself is not a destination, but an ongoing journey into deeper layers of truth. The ultimate revelation. The most profound truth Jung reveals is that you were never truly lost. The self you've been seeking has always been within you, waiting to be remembered. Life begins when you awaken to this truth, shedding illusions, masks, and fears. When you embrace your shadow, integrate your archetypes, and step beyond the ego, you access a vast, limitless self capable of living authentically, powerfully, and fully. The choice is yours. Continue living as a fragment of who you are, bound by old fears and illusions, or step into the unknown, embracing the boundless being you were meant to become. Life truly begins when you find yourself, and now you have a path to follow. Conclusion. Carl Jung's insights into the human psyche are timeless. They remind us that the journey to selfhood is not about becoming someone new. It is about uncovering the depth of who we already are. It is about reclaiming parts of ourselves we have lost or ignored, understanding the forces that shape us, and stepping into a life of authenticity and wholeness. Your life begins when you stop running from yourself, when you stop fearing the shadow, and when you embrace the unknown. Your journey into the depths of your own psyche is the journey into life itself. The adventure of self-discovery is challenging, uncomfortable, and transformative. And for those willing to take it, the rewards are infinite. Freedom, clarity, and the profound joy of being fully, unapologetically yourself. Remember, life begins when you find yourself. The masks, fears, and illusions are only temporary barriers. The true self is always waiting.